Welcome back. Welcome. While Sarah Boone eats soggy nachos and wonders, why is this happening? We are headed back to the courtroom for a refresher. Let's get this party started. Sentencing day. Sentencing day is where a lot of the magic happened. We were watching. We didn't know all of the undertones that were happening. So with all of the new developing stories, plot twists, and additional storylines, we are definitely enjoying these rewinds, right? So, rewinding to sentencing day, we know James was trying to get out of there. The documentary guys were there. That was the one and only time they met Sarah. And Lana's sentencing statement, actually, all of her inmate friends came to testify on her behalf as well. So, that was our introduction to Lana. I'll preface this and say, none of us knew who Lana was. We only knew of Sarah. At this time, we were waiting for sentencing day. It was around the holidays. We were waiting to see what Judge Cranick was going to say to her and how much time he was going to give her after she rejected that sweetheart deal, right? So all of a sudden, these people come to testify on her behalf. The doctor with her foolish parentified statement. But Lana called in. Some of us, you couldn't tell if it was a male or a female. We didn't know her relationship, where she came from. Afterward, everyone started to dig and find out, who was this lady? Who was Christina? Who were they all, right? Fast forward, now we know. Before sentencing, Lana and Sarah had been up to a lot. They were busy behind the scenes. She had been playing on Judge Cranick's phone at his chambers, harassing him, contacting him, emailing him regarding Sarah's case and what was going on with her case. She wasn't satisfied. They wanted answers, and that was Sarah's outside connection to the world. We found out through the tablet that she was the one who found former husband's background information, credit card, debts, everything, gave it to Sarah. She supplied her with that. They were just two busy girls behind the scenes, right? We will note she did not reach out to Sarah's son, although Sarah encouraged her to reach out to him several times. Reach out to him because he's not answering my call. I've texted him 100,000 times. And Lana said, "No, Sarah, I don't think that's appropriate." She said she was not reaching out to her son, and that's where she drew the line. While she is testifying at the sentencing statement, her and James, she's the one who found James, got him, thoroughly vetted him, pretty much got him on board for Sarah. So we're thinking she's just some random person that's helping. She's actually the mastermind that put everything together. She linked James and Sarah together. While the Torres family was sitting there in agony listening to her talk about Sarah and all of her gold, she was the one who gave Sarah the information about George's brother so that they can use that, when she mentioned that in her golden apology about the brother and what he did to his wife. If you did not know, George's brother, after George was taken away by Sarah, he fatally injured his partner, leaving his toddler without a mother or a father. He was sentenced. Well, I'm not sure if he was sentenced yet, but he fatally injured his partner. Maybe he couldn't take the fact that his brother had been taken away. Maybe he just wasn't right after that. She had caused a lot of chaos between the family. I'm not sure how she found out all of this information, but Lana was very good. She even told Sarah, hey, I could have reached out to Brian and helped him initially. I had his number too, but I reached out to you. You're the one that I wanted to be friends with, Sarah. Like, I love you. I wanted to talk to you. And so she actually could have chosen to assist former husband, but she chose the dark side. Now, Lana ultimately vetted the documentary guys and connected them with Sarah. She was very active during this time on YouTube, which is what ultimately led to her and Sarah's explosive breakup right before she passed away. Do you guys think Lana is enjoying Sarah being exposed right now? Recently, her family has released some of her text messages. In her defense, it appears, just kind of giving her side of the story. I think she is enjoying it, yes, especially seeing that callous response to her passing away that Sarah said. Let's get to court.
Ms. Albert, good afternoon, ma'am. Can you hear me? This is Judge Kranick, and if you can, I would ask you to turn on your camera and unmute yourself.
And have you had an occasion since this event to establish a relationship with Sarah Boone?
No.
Yes, I have. We have been friends for the past a little over 11 months.
All right. At this time, these gals had been kicking up dust for about a year behind the scenes.
And how do y'all communicate?
We've communicated a lot of phone calls, lots of tablet back and forth, and a lot of letters as well. I'd say many hours of time spent with each other.
All right. And do you want to speak on her behalf here today?
I would, please.
All right. Would you please tell the court what you would like for the court to know?
Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Your Honor, for the privilege of speaking on behalf of my friend Sarah Boone.
Sidebar, Judge Kranick already knew who Lana was. She had already reached out to him a multitudinous amount of times prioristically. She was actually supposed to be at court that day. Due to health reasons, she didn't make it. Her camera wasn't working apparently, so we just got to hear her voice.
I also want to extend my heartfelt condolences to everyone here affected by this terrible tragedy, which has brought us all here and listening in. Many articles and videos and opinions of Sarah have gone out in the airways and on the webs. Opinions that have been formed and commented on so much that it's hard not to give into the temptation to treat people like a comic book or a fictional character. In the case of my friend Sarah, the words narcissist, Karen, villain, many other things, they roll off the tongue with little regard to the humanity that is dismissed so flippantly. And under a lot of circumstances, I was one of those people, as I have a love of true crime.
Okay, Lana, like most of us, true crime, our love for true crime is what brought us all together to follow this case. I, like her, like most of you, I can imagine, after watching the interrogation, we were hooked. Pretty much a captive audience.
And under a lot of circumstances, I was one of those people, as I have a love of true crime. And becoming friends with Sarah has shown me that there's a lot more depth to the people I see on the screen.
No.
I'd like to share with the world and with the court about the Sarah Boone that I know. Sarah Boone is a kind, honest, and good person. The Sarah Boone I know is one who loves animals, especially the kind who are damaged and defenseless. How many of us would take in and pour love for a hearing impaired and a sight impaired pair of dogs?
I'm going to go to court and I'm going to tell the judge, listen, my fiance has nothing to do with it. It's all my fault. We were both drinking and it got out of hand. It's an isolated situation. It has never happened before. I love my fiance. She's a good woman. Never been in trouble in her life. She has a 7-year-old son that she loves and cherishes.
A blind Boston Terrier.
She has 2 dogs. One is blind, one is deaf. She goes around and she's driving and sees an animal that's injured. She'll stop in the middle of the street, no matter what kind of traffic it is, just to make sure that that animal doesn't get injured any more than where it already has.
I tell you this, she fights even harder for those she loves.
I know. It seems like Sarah wrote that herself, right? Like a script. George said the exact same thing the first time Sarah was arrested, which is the time I think started her vendetta against him to get him back. You know, it messed up her clean, pristine record with a DV charge on it. So she was out to get him after that. She sat him down and told him what to say verbatim, which it appears she did the same thing with Lana. I'm not sure if Lana knew at the time. She couldn't have known that. Look at the Torres family. Mama Torres is like, I have heard this before. I have heard this story before. George probably told them the same thing, like, oh, Ma, she likes animals. She has one dog that's blind, one's deaf. The mom, she knew Sarah was bad news from the beginning. Even James, he's not even interested. He's taking notes. Sarah's sitting there emotionless. Your friend, let's listen to the part. When she tells about her kidney, Sarah doesn't even move.
I tell you this, she fights even harder for those she loves, giving time, attention, and companionship without a single thought for her own gain or what somebody can do for her. And one huge example is in the matter of our friendship. As I said before, I have end-stage renal disease caused by a genetic illness called polycystic kidney disease. As my life has progressed, things I have taken for granted have been taken away from me. The moment Sarah had learned the depth of my struggles health-wise, she straight up offered strenuously to donate a kidney to me.
What? Most of us who were at home watching were like floored when she said that. A kidney? Drunky the bear? Are you serious? A kidney? Shout out to my straight A students in the comment section who said her kidney was probably pickled. These girls were trying to pull a fast one on Judge Cranick. He was 10 steps ahead of them. Sarah, for some reason, was delusional. She kept saying, no matter what I say or do, he has to be fair and impartial. And then Lana, bless her heart, rest in peace, Lana. Thank you for helping us get the life sentence. She held Sarah in her delusion just long enough for her to reject that sweetheart deal. Let's get back to court and watch as Sarah sits there emotionless like an ice queen as her bestie tries to sell this whole she's going to give me a kidney thing. She doesn't even wipe her brow or shrug her shoulders or try to fake it off. And James is just taking notes like, yeah, the clock is ticking here. It's time to go. I don't even think Lana believes it herself, but she's trying to sell it. Are you buying it?
Depth of my struggles health-wise, she straight up offered strenuously to donate a kidney to me. After the verdict came in October,
She did say something to me to the effect that, can you believe it? I got life. And I said, no.
Oh my God. James, in my opinion, is being so dishonest right now. He knew. That's why they had yelling, shouting matches in the facility. He knew that she was going to maybe not get life, but he knew she wasn't walking out of there. She may have thought she was walking out of there with her God-sent legal team on a God day. Nonetheless, Judge Cranick sat back during sentencing and watched them put on their whole show, knowing he was just going to say, Miss Boone, you're sentenced to life. Coupled with the fact that James is nodding yes while saying no. I'm no body language expert. Nonetheless, I believe I've watched enough Behavior Panel and Dr. G to know when you're nodding yes while saying no, there's something suspicious. Let's watch that again.
October.
She did say something to me to the effect that, can you believe it? I got life. And I said, no.
October.
Well, she did say something to me to the effect that, can you believe it, I got life? And I said, no.
Now, we know behind these scenes, James did not want to take this to trial. His whole agenda was to just hop off the couch, zoom up the pike, take a deal, go back home, finish watching from the porch, and enjoy his life. Nonetheless, Sarah Boone had other plans. She had gotten her discovery, gotten in her cell phone, finally got her cell phone and her documentation of all of her past abuse. I hesitate to say, well, you can see for yourself the famous black eye. Her cell phone, the evidence inside of it kind of helped against her. I mean, we've covered it. Tons of nasty emails and just days and months and years of documentation of her torturing George. No malicious. In my opinion, her cell phone is what really helped seal the deal. James didn't want to go to trial. By sentencing, he was packing it up, throwing on his green bomber jacket, ready to go. Then we had Dr. Harper.
Well, she was using substances based on what her brother was saying. And
do you know if she's ever had any issues with drugs in the past?
To my knowledge, she's never really been a drug person. She's big on alcohol, but I don't think she's ever done. I mean, I think she told me like one time, like back before we got divorced, that at I don't know, this bar thing over there across the street near the Walgreens, whatever it's called. Okay. I don't remember.
Shady. I love the way he says that bar thing over there. He says it like it's a virus. He's like, I've never been there. To be crystal clear, I was and am the responsible one. Which leads me still, Dr. Harper. What was she thinking when she goes into how Sarah was parentified? So let's look at, I had to find out, was I misunderstanding what she said? You can pause to read. Pretty much it says a parentified spouse is someone who, due to childhood experiences, takes on excessive caretaking responsibilities in their adult romantic relationship, often acting like a parent to the partner, managing emotions, household tasks, and prioritizing the partner's needs over their own. This is why many of you in the comment section says that Dr. Harper's license should be taken away. This is ridiculous. How prioritizing the partner's needs over their own? She's not even prioritizing her child's needs over her own. Currentistically. In my opinion, she's trying to set the kid up to make sure he's signed up on eye care so that she can get some of that stocks and bond money, baby. Stocks and bonds. Old money that he would be entitled to when he turns 18. While Sarah sat there at attention like a proud bird. His whole family hates me. That doesn't matter. Yes, it does.
But somebody gave her a little bit of cocaine, like 2 years ago or something like that. But I've never known her to do drugs.
she bonded easily with Mr. Boone, and you can see that there are elements of that early difficulty with her relationships because she took on a parentified role, in my opinion, during that relationship. I think that led to some behaviors that she carried over into her relationship with Mr. Torres, in that she's parentified around him and acting more like a parent-child relationship. It is my opinion that she called for help, but when people got tired of her not leaving Mr. Torres, they stopped responding to those calls. And basically, Ms. Boone handled things on her own.
What? Miss Boone literally lured this man, according to the text messages, lured this man back over. Let's play darts. Let's do this every single time. Oh, she's gotten this doctor fooled. You guys think she gave her the baby voice approach or the whiny, pour me a drink, pour me approach? Anyone who saw that anyone who saw the quote unquote snuff film, the video, the suitcase video, could see that. Let's get back to court.
And as other people with healthier boundaries probably would have left, she being acting out the pattern of intimate partner violence did not leave. I do think that that is a condition that is still existent even while she's in jail. It's something that she needs treatment for because those triggers are unmitigated, meaning that she hasn't really had the kind of therapy to address them and reduce her adrenaline and anxiety responses when she thinks of past instances of traumatic events that have happened to her.
Oh, that was so hard to sit through. So hard to sit through. Like Christina, when it was just accidents happen. Christina almost had me up until that point when she said, Your Honor, she's a good person, just accidents happen. Sounds like that whole unfortunate incident, like Sarah likes to phrase it. I'm sure those gals spent plenty nights, those Scissor Sisters spent plenty nights in their bunk talking about what she would say at sentencing. Where is Christina? I hope she's okay. Sarah says that everyone she loves or deals with ends up dead. Oof.
You're going to my place? What, stranger?
Down at the table, let's get your statement filled out.
He didn't believe I would ever do it. How much does for? Is that okay?
Sure.
Never thought I would do it.
Did you have?
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm not getting arrested.
No, you're not getting arrested. I've already told you that.
Yeah. Is it on the couch? It's on the couch.
Need your ID, please?
It's on the couch.
No, ma'am. I just need your ID, please.
Okay, look. I can write better on the couch.
I will give you the statement to write. I need your ID, please.
Okay.
I don't need to sit on the couch to fill this out. You can. I sit down all day, but I appreciate the offer.
Yes, it's comfy. I just come outside. Thank you, God. He's gone. Oh, man. Oh, man. They're going to come up here and try and kill me. I want you to know that. They're going to come up here and try and kill me.
Who's that?
His brothers and his mother and his father. They're going to come over here and try and kill me.
Don't open the door for him.
It doesn't matter. They drop off there and rant and bullshit and everything, and then they cause a commotion, and then I get complaints against me. Anyway, my name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. I'm filling this out just a minute.
What's your name?
Jeff. Deputy Brown.
Jeff. Did we get caught up?
He will be. Do you have a phone number, ma'am?
407-716-86.
I hope you guys were listening really, really close. It's like her script she had down packed. In my opinion, that was the beginning of her trying to pay him back. That was in particular the time she lured him over via text message to play darts and finish a puzzle and get puzzled out and just not lay a hand on anybody. Unfortunately, the cops arrested him that time and she was so happy. If he had done something, it would be different. The fact that he came over just to hang out with his quote unquote girlfriend, that's the sickening part about it. How calculated she was. We know Sarah liked to utilize the people around her to her benefit, like her neighbors. You guys remember Miss Walker? Luckily, the jury saw right through that.
But you don't know who, if anybody, put those marks on her, right?
Well,
Just calls for yes or no.
I can tell when they must have had an argument or something. I hear the dogs barking.
Okay. And you're 5 doors down, right? Unit 8, Unit 3?
Yeah.
No other questions?
Any redirect examination?
We didn't know what to expect coming down here to Orlando. Judge, I'm allowed to...
I'll give you a little bit more for intro, but then we need to get into it.
I'm going to get into it, but I wanted to say, it's a small town, good people. We've been down here 3 weeks. We didn't know what to expect. We've been surprised. From
Objection. Improper argument.
Mr. Owens, approach.
You were the only ones, in this case, because Sarah Boone was arrested, that's going to be able to look at it critically and objectively. Objectively. Not like the state attorney.
Objection. Improper argument.
Overruled.
Objectively. And the law in Florida gives y'all the power and authority to do that. The state attorney can't make the decision. They can't make the decision. They can try to influence you. And we're going to talk about some of the things they did here in this trial. And some of the things they said.
Objection. Any motion?
Yes.
As long as he was in the suitcase, he couldn't harm me.
Poor old James. He was fighting for his life during the sentencing. He actually thought he was bonding with the jury. Can you believe that? The prosecution said that. What did they say? That George was the victim. That he was the victim. Can you believe that? Yes, James. We all believe that collectively. Yes, James, we believe that. In my mind, at this time, juror number 3 was looking James right in the eye. James was totally misreading the room. One of you in the comment section, sidebar, said that you didn't think James spent upwards of $30,000 representing Sarah during this trial. Do you guys believe that? What do you think? How much do you think he spent? Because he wasn't paid by the state, so he did any money he spent in travel and room and board expenses. He paid out of pocket. What do you guys estimate he spent? If you don't believe, that was according to Lana, the mastermind. That was according to Lana. In the text messages, she said that she felt bad pretty much that James, that James spent $30,000 representing Sarah, and she was the one that connected him. So she's like, I felt bad because, he spent $30,000 and I'm the one that pushed him to represent her. She's the one that pushed Sarah also to work with the documentary guys. What do you guys think? Looking at the sentencing day now, in hindsight, prioristically, what do you think about Sarah just being emotionless? She had no emotion, and this was the biggest day of her life. It really was. Oh man, I'm in jail. She's on the prison calls now. I'm in jail, dude. I could be out walking the dog or something. It's a nice day. She's upset when it comes to like her day or her dogs. Like, oh, my dogs died, But when it comes to people's lives being affected, hey, she doesn't, no sweat to her. When she gets sentenced to life, no movement. When she finds out her best friend, the mastermind of her whole operation, passed away, no movement, nothing. Just like, just Lana, even when the documentary guy is telling her about his brother that passed away, she's just like, oh my God, I'm still trying to figure out how to utilize you. Just when it comes to Brian, former husband, being a single dad now and just all of his woes, she's just like, pay up, dude. Didn't you agree to pay 13 cents a minute? And that's what Dr. Harper considers parentified.
He woke you up.
121 units 1012 intercheck.
By hitting you? Is that what you're telling me? Or what happened? I need you to tell.
He kicked the door open. He's kicked the
You're
door.
adding a lot of details that I need you to be very concise with.
Yes, sir.
When I'm telling you, I need a timeline of the events.
Yes.
How am I going to corroborate your story?
He kicked the door open. 4 times.
Uh-huh.
4th time, I gave in. Okay? That's when I got punched in my ear. On the 4th time. Where I was like, don't do it anymore. Just go downstairs. Go smoke a cigarette.
Okay.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
And then I walked off barefoot.
Okay. And on the phone you told me that you attacked him as well.
I didn't attack him.
You said you exchanged, you had a physical altercation on the phone. That's what you told me.
I pulled him off of me.
He said he has marks because I was fighting for my life.
I was being honest with you.
Okay. So what happened? Because you didn't include any of that in there.
This is what happened.
But you didn't include any of that information in the story you just told me, so I'm trying to get a timeline of what happened.
Then I come downstairs.
So he kicks the door open.
4 times.
He kicks the door open 4 times. And then what? And then what happens?
He's always talking about his kids. Pardon me for saying, a cunt and a bitch. And not a mother.
Okay.
I'm just trying to sleep.
Okay.
So, feed the beast. Go downstairs. That's after this.
So why are you leaving that out? You're not telling me how that happened. Again, that's like the 3rd time you've done that.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. He got on top of me and punched me in my ear.
That's what I want you to tell me.
Yes.
And I've asked you like 4 or 5 times.
Okay, well, I didn't know you needed that specific.
You didn't even. So he kicks the door open, jumps on top of you, punches you in the ear. Am I right? Or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay. You're just sleeping in bed.
As I was last time. He doesn't like it when I sleep. I just try to avoid it, so I go to sleep.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? I just would rather sleep. I'm always tired.
Well, why was he back here?
You tell me, and we'll both know.
Well, he's been here for days.
She's like, the officer's like, he's been here. If you made it this far, you know I appreciate you. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.